Alright, so my name is Jennifer, and today I'll be making a raw chocolate pudding. So this is one of my favorite recipes. It's super basic, and the reason it's raw is because it's made with all plant-based foods. So, and I think it's a really good raw, like sweet substitute. So, I think especially when people are first transitioning to raw food, I think this is a great substitute for desserts because it's still really rich and really sweet, but something you definitely don't want to overdo. And the secret ingredient in this raw chocolate pudding is avocado, and that's what gives it the perfect creamy texture. So, so I doubled the recipe that I have, so it's just 2 avocados to 1 cup of agave. And agave is more of a natural sweetener, but again, something that once you get more into raw food, you just don't want to overdo it because it's still pretty sweet. So the agave with the avocados, and then half a cup of the raw cacao powder. So this is the raw cacao powder, so cocoa beans ground up and not processed without using any heat. So it's a more natural source of chocolate. And it also has a very rich flavor, so something great if you're craving chocolate. I think sometimes with first, getting into raw food, like one of the harder things to let go of is the sweets. I know for me, just the desserts and I think we have a lot of sugar just in our culture. So I think finding these raw desserts has been kind of a lifesaver of just getting to a more natural sweet-based food, I guess. So let's put a little pinch of sea salt to give it some flavor. And then about a teaspoon of vanilla. And this recipe is just super simple, super quick, and when you first blend it right away, it actually comes out kind of warm, so if you like it warm, it's really good right after it's blended. I like to let it sit overnight because I think it sets a little more, and it kind of has the consistency of like Jell-O chocolate pudding, so some pretty good stuff, and just a little water to help it blend. And then I'll add more as I need to add more. And it can take a while to blend just because it's a really thick mixture. It needs a little more water. And sometimes when it makes that sound, it's just catching air, so you want to kind of get that air pocket out of there. So one of the tricks I learned a long time ago, I used to work at Jamba Juice when I was younger, so when you see the top of the blender start to whirl, that means it's catching everything and it's blending. So that is the consistency. It's really thick and just like a pudding texture. Yeah, and the avocados just give it such a rich flavor, and the chocolate covers up the avocado taste, so it doesn't taste like avocados once you're eating it. And then, yeah, I like to let it sit overnight, but it's really good when it's first made too, because it's a little bit warm. And then I also like to sometimes slice up some bananas with it or some strawberries just to kind of cut some of the richness. So that is a raw chocolate pudding. And thank you all for joining, and I'll give out some samples.